All right, today we're jumping into an incredible Gambian folktale. This is a story filled with, get this, living silence, relentless curses, and a hero who literally hunts fear itself. So let's break down the story of the Witches of Wuli and the Night Hunter. Okay, so right off the bat, the story sets this incredible scene. I mean, we're not talking about just any old village here. The way Wuli is described, you get this feeling of a place that's ancient, totally isolated, and just buzzing with this hidden, almost watchful energy. And that phrase, a silence that felt alive, wow, that is the perfect stage for everything that's about to unfold. But of course, that piece, it's really just a daytime thing. It's an illusion. Because as we get into the first part of this story, we start to see how those quiet, tranquil days completely fall apart, giving way to these absolutely terrifying nights. This is the curse of Wuli. You know, the terror here is so specific, it's not just some vague fear of the dark. No, this is real. These are tangible disasters. We're talking about harvests just spoiling overnight, babies suddenly falling ill, cows just vanishing into thin air. The witch's curse is striking right at the heart of the community's survival. And to make it worse, they can turn into owls or cats or even just shadows. How do you fight an enemy you can't even see coming? And this really captures the psychological toll on everyone. I mean, can you imagine an entire community just paralyzed by fear? So much so that the moment the sun sets, all hope is gone. The doors are locked, sure, but what's really happening is that their spirits are just broken, completely worn down by this relentless, invisible evil. So, just when it seems like all hope is completely lost, the story takes a turn. A stranger arrives, and he is your classic hero figure, but he's more than just a warrior. He's like an answer to the village's prayers. This is the hunter who hunts fear itself. And right away, you see exactly why this guy, Samba Tamba, is different. He's the total opposite of the villagers. They hide at night, he walks at night. They live in fear, he literally hunts the thing they're afraid of. He's like this perfect force of nature, designed to push back against the darkness that's taken over Wuli. And here's what's so important. His strength isn't just about being a good fighter. His tools, they tell the whole story. You've got the ironwood spear, that's his physical strength. Then there's the shimmering ancestral charm, right? That's spiritual protection. And the gourd of secret water, that points to a deep, powerful faith. He is the complete package, a warrior of body, spirit, and soul. And then there's this line. This one line just defines his entire character. I am not afraid of the night fears me. I mean, come on, that is not just bravado, that's a straight-up statement of power and purpose. He's completely flipped the script on the natural order of things. For him, the night isn't dangerous. It's his hunting ground. Okay, so our hero is established. We know who he is. And now, the inevitable showdown arrives. But Samba, he doesn't wait for the evil to come knocking. No way. He walks directly into its territory, the forest, at night. This is his first real test. The wind whispered. And then the threat becomes visible. First, a pair of glowing eyes appears in the dark. Then another, and another. That repetition just creates this escalating sense of dread, of being completely surrounded, you know? You can almost feel all those eyes watching him from the shadows. And this really gets to the heart of it, right? The odds are just impossible. It's one guy against a whole coven of these shadow creatures. So you have to wonder, how can courage and a few simple tools possibly be enough to win this? Well, here's the answer. Samba's real power comes from his clarity of purpose. He says, I do not hunt men or women, only evil. Think about that. He's not fighting people, he's fighting the idea of evil, a corruption. And that moral high ground, that elevates him. It suggests his fight is happening on a spiritual level, not just a physical one. That's why his spear glows with light. It's become an instrument of pure justice. So Samba manages to scatter the lesser witches, and for a moment you think, okay, he did it. But that victory, all it really does is awaken something much bigger and much, much older. He hasn't won the war, he's just rung the dinner bell and announced his presence to the queen. And now we're heading into the final battle. And let's be really clear about who he's up against. Yai Jonde, she's not just the leader of this coven. The story calls her an ancient spirit, older than the village itself.
This is a primal force that was there long before the community she's now tormenting. So Samba isn't just fighting a witch anymore. He is fighting a living piece of the land's own dark history.
This final battle is just a perfect duel. She throws everything she has at him, illusions, storms, fire, you name it. But for every bit of her supernatural fury, he matches it with something human and unbreakable: his courage, his wisdom, his faith. And that final throw of the spear, that's not just a physical move. It's the culmination of his entire being, all focused on that one moment. And then you hear it. A scream echoes out, and then silence. The curse is finally broken. So the battle is won, and peace finally returns to the village of Wuli. But the story doesn't just end there, because Samba's actions have transformed him. He's no longer just a hero. He's become something more, an enduring legend. And this is the question that I think takes this from just a simple folktale and turns it into a true, lasting myth. His victory was absolute, we know that. But what happened to him? His fate is a total mystery. What does happen to a man who stares into the heart of the night and wins? And what's so great is there is no single answer. Instead, the villagers are the ones who fill in the blanks with their own whispers and beliefs. Some say he just vanished back into the forest. Others believe he became a spirit himself. And my favorite, that he now watches over travelers who have to walk at night. By doing this, they make sure his story never, ever ends. They've turned him into a guardian spirit, a protector born from the very darkness he defeated. And that brings us to the final, haunting line of the tale, which leaves us with this really profound thought. Samatamba isn't just some guy who visited a village one time. He's become this permanent, protective presence in the world, a fearless footstep you might hear in the dark. He's a reminder that even in the deepest, darkest night, there's a guardian out there, because the hunter still walks.